Education during crisis.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we have just concluded yet another challenging term. Today, my team and I would like to give you a glimpse of how DAP was doing this term. Having our little learners over for the first month of this academic year was amazing. We were really looking forward to an enjoyable term as we were so happy to have our little ones back in school. There were many fun activities and events planned out throughout the term in order for our little learners to enjoy learning in their new classes. Here is a glimpse of what we had planned for this term. Some of it were already in progress through the first month while others were being planned. Suddenly, stuck by the second wave in October, we had to turn weeks of planning within a day into a well-designed virtual schooling program in order to keep going and adapting to the situation. To start with, I'd like to hand over the presentation to my colleague who will talk you through the first aspect of this program, which is the design of the virtual school schedule at the DAP unit.
Virtual schooling was designed to accommodate all students of the preschool and the pre-primary. The main aim was to consider both the learner and the parent because we believe education is a team effort, not forgetting the educator, of course. Of the many factors we considered in making our design empathetic, they all sum down to three main factors: the age of the learner, device availability, and screen time. Considering the age of the learner, which is directly connected to how much screen time they can take, preschool allocated 30-minute sessions while the pre-primary allocated 1-hour sessions. This was followed by 1 hour of teacher online presence to attend to student-specific support. We then considered the availability of devices. Alhamdulillah, a huge percentage of our learners are siblings. The virtual schooling designed for each grade had different timings, starting as early as 8 a.m. for learners of the reception class to as late as 1:30 p.m. for third graders. Apart from allocating times in terms of age for each grade, the learners were also further split into groups to maximize the student-teacher ratio to stay true to the essence of DAP, providing developmentally appropriate instructions. Additionally, timing clashes with students of both the boys and girls section were also curbed as much as possible to the best of our capabilities.
Lesson preparation. Preparation of the lessons is a task which consists of several processes that needs to be completed with much endurance, strength and patience. Let me give you a glimpse of this lengthy process. The educators of each grade meet up virtually or in person every fortnight to discuss and prepare the lesson plan 2 weeks ahead. We then make a schedule to create worksheets. After the educator checks the lesson content carefully, the most important facts are included in the worksheets. This is a task which requires effort and attention. Then the completed worksheets will be sent for sectional heads' approval. We ensure to include prep sheets and other essential resources in the study bag that are used as plenary activities during the GMeet session. In classroom, these plenary activities are done in many different ways, such as hands-on experiences, kinesthetic activities, and etc.
Delivery of the lesson on virtual schooling is a challenging task since our little learners are not around us. Distance learning has always been a challenge since the educators are not able to closely observe our little learner. We educators includes an array of different activities for the lesson delivery. We make sure to post all resources that were used for the lesson delivery on Seesaw.
The virtual schooling lesson plan for the upcoming week is uploaded on Seesaw every Sunday. This task is done after the plan is carefully checked and approved by the sectional head. The key objective of posting the lesson plan in the beginning of every week is to help parents and students to be prepared for each day's online and offline sessions prior to the assigned date. Approving students' completed work evidences is a task which needs to be done with careful consideration. We educators receive 100 to 200 posts per day for approval depending on the number on roll of our classes. We make sure to check the time of submission while approving these posts, as the students who are punctual in work submission receive a virtual star as a reward in their daily reward tracker. In order to collect evidences, we also maintain records of their academic progress and the punctuality of work submission. The office staff and our support staff take the responsibility of delivering the carefully made study packs to the parents at the right time. They are also responsible for collecting all written resources such as completed worksheets, library books, and progress reports. They make sure to inform the respective educator regarding these collected resources without any delay.
What's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the word motivation? We all need motivation at some part in our life, even us as adults. And picture how much children need motivation. We as educators strive hard to motivate our children. It has proven to be one of the medicines of performing well, an important criteria of education. Virtual schooling never stopped us from striving to give the best motivation for our children. Children tend to easily get distracted and find it hard to focus during virtual schooling. As the educators across the grade, from toddler up to grade 3, have been striving hard to motivate their learners by creating specialized badges, reward trackers, stars, and stickers under their name for their daily performances.
Assessments are a vital part of the student's learning journey. At Aliman schools, formative assessments aren't carried out with the mere objective of evaluating student academic performance, but also with the intention to develop skills, bring out their talents and abilities, and in order to add value and appreciate their individualities while uplifting their confidence. Taking these factors into much consideration, we strive to design and practice a variety of child-centered approaches to assess our little learners, such as online quizzes and challenges, self-directed learning, plenary, seesaw, and daily lesson-related activities. As Imanian educators, we strongly believe that each and every learner is special and unique in their own way. Therefore, individual sessions apart from teacher online presence are conducted for certain students to cater to their different needs. Ample time is given to learners to prepare or redo assessments, and approaches or assessment methods are modified to suit their needs. At this stage, the educators schedule timings, prepare presentation slides, flashcards, and other educational resources to support the assessment sessions.
Alhamdulillah, as you see, via Google Meet, we were able to reach out to our students and continue lessons without any interruption. In order to give students an effective platform to conduct learning, we ensured that the sessions are interactive and student-driven. Hence, we designed our lesson delivery by including GMeet activities apart from lessons, fitness eyes, rapport, and teacher online presence. Especially for young learners, these activities apart from lessons ensure collaboration, student preparation, commitment, improvement in critical thinking, and creativity. For an efficient and effective teaching process, it's mandatory to reinforce or recap lessons. Recap has proven to be beneficial to both students and teachers because the students have a better grasp of concepts taught online and it assists the formative assessment process. I would say that rapport is a secret ingredient that makes a productive teaching learning process. It plays a major role at an online learning. A rapport can be a video on guessing what's happening next, a picture to find hidden objects, or scavenger hunt, etc. A teacher may choose different types of rapport activity in order to cater the needs of a student. The rapport activity can give us a leverage and may cause a quick change in students' performance.
Physical education has been overwhelming for everybody.
Many of us look back fondly on childhood memories of soccer games and running around until we tire ourselves out, and at the end of the day, stay as a delighted child. As educators of Al Iman, we want to make sure to get our students be physically active every day during virtual schooling. As daily exercises not only help students stay physically active but emotionally healthy. It boosts cognitive functions such as concentration, boost energy level, hand-eye coordination, enhance self-esteem, and to become more attentive in classroom. Teacher Online Presence, which is called as TOP, is to help children who need assistance and further clarifications after the sessions regarding the lessons done. It has been observed students across all grades make use of this TOP to get educators' help and guidance to complete offline centers, clarifications of doubts regarding any assigned activities. TOP has always been a platform to improve the student-teacher bond with simple conversation.
Here is a glimpse of the feedback that we received in relation to our VS design. These valuable responses will help, inshallah, in our strive for excellence. We need to keep improving ourselves. Since we cater to a much younger age group with different learning levels and styles, the support received by you towards your child's learning during VS has made evident improvement, alhamdulillah.
Additionally, half of our educators at DAP have been busy learning and working hard to attain the National Geographic Educator Certification so that we educators and you learn through a global perspective. We want to thank all our learners who responded so positively to all virtual activities that we designed just for them from everything we have learned.
Imanian Virtual Read Runner Challenge was indeed a successful one. I am sure our little Imanians enjoyed reading books of different genres from our virtual library. Conducting the Read Runner Challenge virtually was a challenge by itself, but we all did our best, including the parents and students who worked hard to make this event a success. Keeping the current situation of the global pandemic in mind, our very own Imanian virtual library was brought forward. It was compiled and designed by none other than our sectional head, who, along with the help of the other educators, kept their busy schedule aside and got down to scanning each and every page of the books in order to make it accessible for our smart readers. Now, let's have a look at the Imanian Virtual Library. As you can see, it is very user-friendly, as a lot of thought and love was put into it while compiling it, keeping in mind the age group who will be accessing it. Our virtual library also consists of various genres for our little readers to explore. Now, coming back to the Read Runner. A lot of points had to be considered when making the review sheet and the criteria, as it had to be both age appropriate and virtually stable. The pre-primary scheduled a timetable for each child consecutively to check on their review of their story. Thereafter, all the records are entered into a Google Sheet, making sure each child is fairly appraised. Each child's name and the book they borrowed along with the link to their review sheet are marked. Thereafter, we tick off all the criteria list if achieved and place a comment on each child's review. To motivate our super readers, some of the teachers in the primary section even send the most impressive readers notice on Seesaw. As for preschoolers, we showed them the Read Runner medal to boost up their reading process. We further conducted a story time. During our G-Meet lesson, this was considered as one of the books for the Read Runner Challenge. This was all done with the good intention of helping them out, as we the educators didn't want any of our readers to miss out on the medal. Well, I have to praise the students who took an additional step to make props for their storytelling. In this picture, this particular boy narrated a Singhali story. lesson as a Manalaya, where he used props to depict the life cycle of the butterfly. Whereas this student from year 1 who read a book on dinosaurs used dino toys to make his storytelling even more fun and interesting. It was all very creative and lovely to see. I would like to conclude by appreciating all our amazing Abis who helped out our little readers in all the way possible by reading the books, filling out the review sheet, recording the videos, and helping them with the props. Without your help, none of this would have been possible.
As you all saw, each and every one of us in school, along with you, their parent, were a part of making this virtual schooling term a success for your child. On behalf of my team, I would like to thank all parents for your time, patience, and support to help your little ones keep learning and growing. We hope and pray that these efforts and intentions are accepted by Allah. We are hoping and praying to be back in school with our little ones soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.